Good morning, Jesse. My name's Matthew Evans, and I'm going to ask you a few questions on behalf of the Park family. All right?
Yes.
Now, I understand that some of the things I'm going to ask you about are going to be very difficult, so if you ever need a moment to correct yourself, please don't hesitate to let me know.
Thanks.
All right, so let's start a few years back. You remember grammar school, right?
Yeah.
And one of your friends in grammar school was Sydney, correct?
Yes.
And you and Sydney, you were great friends, correct?
Yes, more like sisters.
Exactly. And you guys played together, right?
Yes, very often.
And one of the things you guys did was play video games, correct?
Yes.
And some of the video games you played were violent, right?
Yes.
And in those violent video games, you guys would occasionally take turns shooting each other, right?
Yes, that was one game.
Right, and that one game was called roulette, correct?
Yes, Sydney suggested it.
Now, when you played this game, you never played it in front of the Park family, correct?
Correct.
So they had no way of knowing that you were playing this violent game, right?
Objection relevance?
You may have heard this is highly relevant in establishing that Jesse is playing this violent game without the Park family knowing. They would not have, because it is important that we establish that Jesse did not play this family from a Park family, because it establishes that she was acting violent or simulating violence behind their backs, and that shows her dishonesty or questionable nature. Moreover, it goes to show the violent actions through simulation of violence, and that's my response.
Do you have a response?
Yes, Your Honor. My objection was to relevance as to whether the parks knew or not that Jesse was playing this video game. This fact, or this evidence, makes no fact which is of consequence to this case more or less likely, so it's inadmissible.
I stand my response, Your Honor.
I will sustain the objection.
All right, now I want to take you back to the morning of August 18th. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, so it's 7 a.m. and you wake up and you're excited, right?
Yes.
And you also take out your phone and look up how to load a revolver, correct?
Yes.
And also on that phone, you text Sydney saying, "I can't wait to see it." Am I quoting you correctly in saying that?
Yes, you are.
And by it, you mean the gun, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're excited, you're ready to go see Sydney, and when you get to the house, you guys go both see the gun, right?
Sydney was excited to go see the gun.
And you were also excited to see the gun, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why both of you guys went to go open the safe, correct?
Yes.
And when you both opened the safe, you took out the gun, right?
I made sure it was unloaded.
That's right, you made sure it was unloaded, so you grabbed the gun, right?
Yes.
And you popped the cylinder open, right?
Yes.
You made sure there weren't any bullets in there, correct?
That would be so.
And then you popped it back in, correct? So then you
Yes.
guys go to the living room, right?
I went to the living room, but she
Oh,
wasn't
that's
there.
right. So you went to the living room, correct?
Yes.
And when Sydney returned to the living room, she said she wanted to play PlayStation, correct?
She said I said I wanted to play PlayStation.
So I just want to clarify, it is your testimony that you wanted to play PlayStation and she wanted to play roulette, correct?
She wanted to play a game, and she wanted to play a game. I turned on the PlayStation, but I suggested roulette, but I was talking about the video game.
So to answer my question, Sydney wanted to play PlayStation, yes or no?
Objection,
No.
this question calls for speculation. The witness cannot know what Sydney wanted to do.
Your Honor, maybe heard?
Yes.
Speculation, she's not speculating, rather she's basing it off of an observation. She witnessed Jesse say, she witnessed Jesse say, "I want to play PlayStation." It was in her affidavit. If you'd like, I can refer court and counsel to that.
The question that opposing counsel asked was asking Jesse to speculate as to the mindset of Sydney Park. It's not admissible.
No, overrule the objection?
So Sydney wanted to play PlayStation, correct?
I wanted to play PlayStation, and she suggested we play it the real way. she wasn't wanting to play the PlayStation.
So, but you suggested that you would play roulette, yes or no, please?
Yes.
Okay, and that was after Sydney wanted to play PlayStation, yes or no, please?
After I turned on the PlayStation.
Yes, okay, perfect. Now, moving forward from that, you guys did end up playing roulette, correct? A form of it, right?
Yes.
And in this form of roulette that you suggested to play, you both took out the gun, correct? You took out a gun, correct? You used the gun,
Sydney used it first.
and then you used it?
Then she slid it to me, and yes, I did what she did.
And in this roulette that you suggested, you then took the gun and pointed it at
Objection,
Sydney with
Your
two
Honor.
hands, correct?
The motion that opposing counsel is using, it is highly prejudicial and inflames the passions of the jury.
Response?
But Your Honor, I'm simply emphasizing the movement, if you'd like. I don't
May I
understand how this is,
respond?
I don't see the prejudice in this.
May I explain why it is prejudicial?
Yes.
The witness here is testifying, and she was the one doing the action. He cannot testify for the witness.
Your Honor, I'm simply using a demonstrative to paint a better picture for the jury. I think the jury has a clear understanding of what it looks like to extend your arm out and point a gun. I'm just simply doing that to aid in their for demonstrative purposes.
May I
Your
respond?
response, yeah.
The witness may demonstrate, he cannot demonstrate for the witness.
I'm going to sustain the objection.
Yes, Your Honor. All right, so you extended the gun out with two hands, correct, and pointed it at Sydney?
Yes, like she did.
And that was with two hands, right?
I don't remember.
Would you like me to jog your memory?
Yes, please.
Do you, Your Honor, at this time, I would like to refer court and counsel to Jesse's affidavit.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Your
would you
Honor.
like a copy?
Please.
Sorry, Your Honor. At this time, I also, Your Honor, at this time, I have the bench.
Yes.
And I'd like also to show you the specific, okay, this is the affidavit,
Okay.
and then the specific pages. 7. Your Honor, at this time, I approach the witness.
Yes.
May I see the document, please?
Oh, I apologize.
What line were you referring to?
I'm going to be on page 7, line 199.
Great, thank you.
All right, this time I approach the witness. Now, do you recognize this affidavit?
Yes, I
Do you
did.
remember signing this affidavit?
Yes, I did.
Now, just to jog your memory, on page 7, line 199, I'm going to ask that you read silently as I read out loud. I held the gun with both hands and aimed it at Sydney's head. Am I quoting you correctly in saying that?
Yes, I must have forgot. It's been quite some time.
I understand. So, after pointing the gun at Sydney's head, you pulled the trigger, correct?
Yes, like she did.
Thank you, Your Honor, I have nothing further.